Thank you, Kimberly, for our opening song.
Yes.
To our HeartFlow, our Love Temple HeartFlow. Welcome, welcome.
That song is salutations or honoring the teacher within each of us, because we believe that each and every one of us has a higher self that is guiding and directing our lives. When we are listening to our intuition, following our highest joy and excitement, then we are connected and in tune and aligned with our higher self.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. We are our higher self. Our higher self is here.
Yeah. And you know, I've really noticed in my life recently when that first intuition of a situation, like even going to the grocery store. I went to get groceries and I was at one store. I usually go to a couple stores because they don't all carry the things that I like. So I went to the first one and they had fresh basil, and I was like, oh, maybe I should wait until I go to the other store. And I was like, oh, I'll just get it. So I bought it, and it was just a small package, and I really needed a bigger one, and they had the bigger one at the other store, and I should have just not bought the other one. I mean, it wasn't like a huge deal, but if I just listened to my intuition, then I just feel more in alignment, and I'm like, oh yeah, I was right the first time. I was right, even with the little things.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been definitely, excuse me, got something stuck in my throat. The last few weeks, going more inward and doing that deep inner work to bring everything, like feel everything that I want in my life as if it's already happened.
Manifesting?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how do you do that? How do you imagine something that hasn't happened?
Well, first you have to think about it as you come into your mind, and then you draw that energy down into your heart and feel, when you feel like grateful or joy or love, those deep feelings that well up inside of you, you tune into those feelings of gratitude and joy and feel it like it's already happening to you. And your body doesn't know the difference. Like, for example, when you dream, when you're in the dream state, if you have a dream that's really intense, let's say, you wake up often from intense dreams feeling like that just happened. Like if someone in your dream did something that you would perceive as negative, a negative thing toward you, then you wake up and feel like that person did that thing to you. Like your body doesn't know the difference between dream state and wake state. So you just teach your body how to feel. You teach it, you retrain it how you want it to feel. Instead of what is, you go into that void, that time space of nothingness, and feel your future as if it's already happening.
Cool.
Mm-hmm. And it works. And this universe is super magical. Super, super, super magical. The other day I went into the forest and I went to drink some mushroom tea. And I had taken a little mapacha to make an offering to the earth, and I forgot a lighter. And I was like, there's got to be one here in my car somewhere. Someone must have left a lighter. I looked everywhere. David had cleaned the car out recently. No lighter. And I was like, well, that's okay. I know how to manifest. And so I just went, I'm so grateful I have a lighter, and I felt it. And so I'm walking along my path, and then on the side of this trail, well, it wasn't really a trail. I was in the middle of the nowhere in the woods off of a logging road. On the side of the trail, there's this big pile of trash. And I looked down and there's a bright orange lighter. And I was like, oh, there it is. Of course, I picked it up. It didn't work. It was rusted, from the rain and everything being out in the elements. So I was like, I need to be more specific. I should have said a lighter that works. So I said, universe, I'm so grateful I have a lighter that works. And I kept walking, and like 5 minutes later, I'm not kidding, I have a whole video of this. I want to edit it to share with everyone because it's really, it's so raw because I'm just off in the middle of the woods with my camera. Anyway, I met this guy is on his bike in the middle of the woods on the forest floor. And I'm like, oh, he startled me. And I was like, hello. I'm not on a trail head or anything. This is like I said, off the beaten trail. And we started talking. He introduced himself. I was like, oh yeah, hey. He thought I was with someone because I was on my camera talking to, my phone. And he asks me, do you want a cigarette? And I go, no, but I would like a lighter. So he actually gave me his lighter. So I manifested a lighter within 5 minutes from my stopping and going off into the woods. And that's how we all can do that. We all have this ability. If I can do it, so can you. The only difference when someone can do something and someone can't, the difference is in either practice or their deep subconscious beliefs. If you believe you can or you can't, as David always says, you get to be right. He's like, it is whatever you say it is. You always get to be right. If you think something, if you have a belief, a really strong belief, your subconscious will look for things out in reality to confirm that belief. So basically, we get to be right always. If you believe something, you're right. If you believe it.
Doesn't mean it's the truth.
It doesn't mean it's the truth. But, yeah. Most of what we believe are just perspectives, not truths.
Yeah, there's a big difference between perspective and truth, and a lot of people think that their perspective is their truth, and if it's not truth if it's not universal.
Yes.
Like the principles of the laws of nature and laws of reality, those are universal and they are truths.
Yes. The 7 Hermetic principles, the law of mentalism, that the universe is mental. Everything stems from the mind. So we are all powerful creators. If we were taught that from a young age, things would be a little different on this planet. We haven't been taught that. But we are awakening to this knowledge, and and another law is as within, so without. So what you feel on the inside, your beliefs, conscious, subconscious, all those programming in your brain is what you end up manifesting in your outer world. If you feel lack and limited, you're going to manifest lack and limitation. If you feel unloved, you're going to manifest people not loving you. You know, that's just how it works. Cause and effect.
Yep. And so I would like today to talk about like returning to love, kind of the practice of returning to love, because that's a good base to bring ourselves back to, no matter where we fall off of our path, no matter what we loosen up and stir up, no matter what happens in our surroundings, and we can react with love. And so it starts off with like understanding like emotions and understanding love. So I'll start off with like the metaphysics of love. Like, what is love? You know, like love has been used as a word in all sorts of different ways. And really it's just a label. It's just a word. Okay, well, what do we connect that word to? Well, whatever you say you want it, whatever you say it is, it is. Okay, so I see love in my study of metaphysics as separate attraction, as all was one and one became two and they were separate yet always attracted and always wanting to be back to each other. Okay. And so all of everything is that magnetic separate attraction. And I think that magnetic separate attraction is like love. It is this magicalness of like love. And love is so much more than even just that physical, that attraction. So I see all is in love is that for us it was that one. All is the one love. All is love of love. And then love became two loves. And two loves became all loves. and pretty much everything. So everything is made up of this Taurus energy, which is that magnetic, and the hourglass is the opposite. So it's like,
where's your
the place for it? It's wait. And so all loves became two loves became all loves, and all is love, and love is all, and all is held by the magnetism of love, the separate attraction. Because that separate attraction, that love that's pulling together, that separate attraction is what everything is. Everything is that. That is the nature of reality, is the attraction and the separation. The attraction and the separate appearing separate, but yet attracted. The one appearing as more than one.
So, Carrie said light force is when we visualize it in our mind.
Light force. Visualizing light force in the mind.
Yeah, and thank you, Camilla. I love you. Love you guys. Mwah. Love you, Carrie.
Much love. Thank you. And so that's kind of the metaphysics of love, kind of like how I see love as, what I've studied and researched of what love is and what all this is and what the nature of reality is, which is pretty much magnetism and a place for magnetism to exist, kind of thing, like magnetism and not magnetism. At the center of that Taurus, there actually is no magnetism. At the center of the magnet, there is no magnetism. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, just the metaphysics of love. And then I would like to talk about like emotions and like feeling emotions. Mm-hmm. Do you have anything to add about metaphysics of love?
No, he's the metaphysics expert. I rely on him for all of that. Sometimes I read, like, he's got these deep books on metaphysics, and I look at him and I'm like, yeah, okay. Simplify it, and tell me when it's simplified.
So emotions, feelings, I guess love can be an emotion. Love is an emotion. Anger, gratitude,
or higher vibrational emotions.
Sadness can be emotions. There's high vibrations. Guilt, there's low.
Shame,
emotions.
Fear, lower vibrational emotions. Joy, courage, love,
And
peace.
then bliss.
Yeah. Higher vibrational emotions. So
are they our emotions, or are they the collective's emotions? You know, are those emotions and feelings, you know, are they all of ours? Are we feeling that because it's ours, or are we feeling that because it's the collective? You know, we can process those emotions for all. We can process those emotions inside of us, and we can process those emotions outside of us. The choice is really ours. We're like a radio station. You can tune in to what you want to tune into.
And just because you have an emotion, you are not that emotion. If you have an emotion of shame or, you know, these lower vibrational emotions, it's most likely because of an experience that you had in the past, and you keep repeating the same, you know, beliefs about it and having the same emotions, and so you're programming that into your body.
And so it's good to feel the emotion and to honor it, and to honor ourselves for being able to feel the emotions, and ask ourselves, you know, what is this teaching me? How is this for my highest good? You know, it's good to examine the emotions. It's good to sit in the different emotions and know them instead of just push them aside. You know, you could try to push them away and drown them out, or you can feel them. You don't have to stay in that emotion. So that's this process that I'm getting to lead you guys to, is not to stay in that emotion, because we're going to end up returning to love. So it's okay to feel. You don't have to feel it all, though. You don't have to grab all of the emotions and process them. For all of us, there is all of us, and we all get to help process these emotions that have been in this collective for a long time, and we're releasing that and letting it go and giving it back to Mother Earth. So then, that's just about emotions. So then you want to talk about love emotion next? The emotion of love now. So we want to, this is like a base, like let's stir up what the emotion of love is. We emote and radiate love emotions when we're heart-centered. So when we're centered on our heart, we're not in those lower vibrations, and we're love-centered. And we can be with our love and shine our love that way and return to our heart.
And when
so
we're in
feeling the lower, honoring it, thank you, awesome, Peter, you served your purpose, but I don't need you no more. I want to return to love. And putting your hands on your heart and breathing.
And just bringing your body back to the present moment, you know. You're not in a fight or flight. You don't have a tiger chasing you right now. Yes, present moment.
Pinch myself, am I dreaming? Well, the body doesn't even know, so could be.
You know.
Pinch myself, am I dreaming?
There's a lot of masters who say, you know, this illusion is Maya. They call this planet, this world, Maya, which means illusion.
Ancient Indian philosophy from the Vedas.
And, you know, when I first read Don Miguel Ruiz's book, The Four Agreements, years and years ago, and when he was talking about
the Four Agreements.
Yeah. He was talking about if you don't want someone in your dream, if someone doesn't want you in their dream, like in their life, basically, he's saying if someone doesn't want you in their dream, don't take offense, don't take it personally. I'm like, dream? What is he talking about, dream? This is life. This is real. And now I'm like, oh yeah, if someone doesn't want to be in my dream, all right, cool, exit stage left, bye. You know, like, your loss. Now I don't take it seriously. Now I don't, you know, because I do have a much more lighthearted viewpoint about this reality, that it's, you know, it's here for fun, but to teach us to return to love, to honor each other and honor life.
And so back to emotions, that's part of it. I mean, like, emotions, we radiate. We are the Taurus. So like I was saying, energy, the one became the two, separate yet attracted, always.
Always attracted.
And so the one is everyone, and everyone is the one, but the one is all from the one. So the two became many, and we all are that. And this is magnetism. This is nature. This is the flow. It's the flow in and the flow back in. And it's always moving and it's always vibrating. And so we are the center. This center can be our heart center. And we have this small scale, itty bitty inside, right? Inside all of our cells. And then huge on the macro, on the biggest thing. The universes look like this, the planets, the energy of the planet. So that's pretty much all of life. So we, in our heart center, when we are heart center, we radiate this love 6 feet out. We radiate this love 6,000 feet out. We radiate this love all the way throughout the multiverses. Love, 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 love. And it all just comes shining back. So, or we are in the lower and we are radiating fear. And we are putting fear out there. And that feeds more of that fear matrix system that we don't really want to be living in. So, thank you, fear. You've served your purpose. I no longer need you. Love, 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 love. So what is the feeling of love? What is the emotion of love? We radiate that. What is it? It's like caring. It's like care. Like
Gratitude.
Gratitude, appreciation, devotion, honor. Like watering a flower and not picking it. Like letting it grow and loving it, letting it grow, and not like, gotta have it, or something, not plucking it. And if it doesn't look like love, it needs more love.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a little bit of what I have on Love's Emotion. I'm working on this Love Temple Doctrine and explaining it out a little bit more. So I wanted to share this with you guys today because this practice is super powerful.
Returning to love.
Yes. And so now we're getting to the practice of unconditional love. Oh wait, the practice of feeling love. Perfect. So let's do that. We can practice of feeling anything. A practice of feeling things like if we have a sadness that comes up, when was the first time you felt sadness? Honor it, appreciate it, love it, send it on its way. Return to love. So the practice of love, how do we do that? Returning to love. Recall a time of feeling love. I think hopefully everybody has a time where they can remember feeling love. Some people don't have that. So you may have seen love, observation of people loving and seeing love that somebody had. So practice of feeling love, recall a time of feeling love. Recall love seen with family, friends, pets, seeing the love of pet, and observing love. Love is a hug, a kiss or a snuggle, holding hands, trust, forgiveness, adoration, adoration, kind of thing. Like
I think it's
I
service.
adore you.
To me, love is service to others. It's that's to me love is the ultimate love is honoring and serving the divine, which is everyone in this planet.
And feelings of enjoyment and content, like being comfy at home. Know that feeling of love. Like know that love. Like work on that. Practice that. Understand that. Practice that feeling of love and remember that. And sit there and feel it. Feel what that feels like. Feel what love feels like. And spend time with that. Practice that. Practice that often.
And practicing being in awe, like everything's super magical and beautiful when you view it that way. I mean, you can, I struggled when we first moved here with the rainy days, but after a few sunny days, I was like, oh, God, it's so beautiful. It's so magical, You just getting back to focusing on what you love, Focus on what you want to feel, what you want to create, not what you don't like. Because where our attention goes, energy flows, and that's what we're creating with whatever we're focusing on. And I've seen that in myself, even over the last couple years. I was letting my outer reality dictate what I was focusing on. Like, oh my gosh, all this stuff's happening. This is so instead of just going back inward. Thinking somehow that I could help shift, those around me by showing them, maybe a different perspective. But it really, what in the end requires each and every one of us to do the inner work. That's ultimately, I believe, how we're going to remove the veil and finally have complete peace and love and joy on this planet, is when each and every one of us does the inner work and knows who we are. That you are the divine. That it dwells in you. And that you are a powerful, powerful creator. And that what you think and feel and what you focus on is what you are creating. So focusing on what you love and what brings you joy and returning to love. When you catch yourself getting off balance and off that center.
And it's good to fall off balance. It's good to get off center. That happens. It's good. It shows you, that, maybe you should straighten up. Maybe you should make an adjustment in your life. Maybe someone can help you too.
Yeah.
But also you can do it yourself. Take care of yourself. Love yourself. And so the practice of feeling love and seeing what love is and letting go of what love is not. If someone told you, I love you, so you have to stay here, or something that's not quite love. Like, what is it? Like, what truly is love? What is love? Do you know? If you do, stir it up. Find more things. Find love. Find what love is. Look around. Open your eyes. Read a book about love. Watch movies of love. Find love. Understand love. Stir it up. Like the feelings of it. Sit with that love. And once you understand that feeling of love, and as we understand that feeling of love, we can work on the practice of unconditional love too. And so receiving love rainbow waterfalls from all of our relations. Oh, that's so amazingly powerful and deep. So we are here in the middle of it all. I am in the center of my reality, in the center of it all. And here as I sit, there's love, rainbow, waterfalls, blasting me from all directions. So much love at all times, from the edges of the multiverse and back. Receive. Yay. Love, love, love. So receiving those love rainbow waterfalls from all directions, from all of our relations, all of our relations, People that we know sending us love from somewhere else. People we don't know sending us love from somewhere else. There's always love shining and flowing our direction.
And when you have those negative thoughts come up, you can observe them and, of course, return to love and remind yourself, too, that every negative thought is a lie. If God is love, and I think most of us can agree that God is love, right? The general consensus is God is love. And we are all unique emanations that stem from that original source of love. Well, then we are love. At our core, that's our true essence, is love. And everything else is an illusion. Love is the only real.
God as in the true God, goddess, the true source, not God as in the Bibles and those books of such that are of that. That ruler God is not love. that is not love, because there isn't mercy, there isn't justice, there isn't
unconditional
love. So those words of God that are used out there by the religions, and their view on what God is not the same truth. We're talking about the truth, the true source that is love, that is the Taurus that is within us all, that is the Taurus within everything, that is everything. We are that.
Energy.
It's
an energy field.
everything.
That love is just this energy that radiates out.
And that's what we are in. We are dancing in that energy. We are that love rainbow waterfalls. Those love rainbow waterfalls, inside of those energy jumps here and there between different colors and different particles of the waterfall and the waters of the love rainbow waterfall. And in those connections, in that separate attraction, in that dance, there's us. There we are. We're made up of those love rainbow waterfalls. God is those love rainbow waterfalls. We are God. God
Everything
is source.
You see
God
in
is
your
a
outer
term
reality.
that the Bibles use in the books, and it's still limiting, because it's so much more than we can even explain. Even source, any label for God is just a limit on the limitless.
Yeah.
But God is love. Love is love. Love is lovely. Love so lovely. Love so lovely. And so the practice of unconditional love, like the memory of a dog's unconditional love, have you seen a dog's unconditional love? You may not have felt unconditional love or seen it in other spots in your life, but what about a dog? Try to stir up those things you've seen. Unconditional love is also like a grandmother's love, or a mother's unconditional love. Some people didn't have mothers that were that nice, or didn't quite have the unconditional love, but most of mothers and grandmothers' unconditional love, that feeling of that, like practicing that unconditional love feeling, receiving that, like, oh, grandma's hugging me. Loving without expectations is unconditional love. With no conditions. Unconditional means taking out the conditions. Like, still loving without expectation.
Yeah. Not, I'll love you if you get good grades. Or, I'll love you if you.
I'll love myself once I lose 5 pounds. I'll love myself once I get this job. I'll love myself once I pass this test.
I'll be happy once I get the new house.
I love myself always and forever. I love myself now. And it's a practice. And then there's a practice of unconditional love for self. Right now, going over the practice of unconditional love, trying to working on understanding love deeper and understanding love unconditional. And loving always in all ways. Loving with boundaries, not sacrificing self for others. Like, you can love somebody unconditionally, but I'm sorry, I can't help you move today because I have a contract, a commitment to myself today to do this love practice with myself, so I have to do that. I already have that commitment with myself. That's loving self and having boundaries. I still love you unconditionally. I'd love to help you move, but I have to do this commitment that I already made it's having a boundary.
Or if you tell someone, please, I do not want you to do this. Would you please not, and they continually do it. You can create a boundary and obviously, not allow them in your immediate energy or space.
You can love somebody unconditionally from afar.
Yeah.
They don't.
You don't have to talk
be
to them
in their space.
Yeah, you can
If
still
they're
love
toxic,
them.
Yep. Forgiveness for past actions represented as love. I would like to offer forgiveness. I would like to say I forgive you for all the actions that looked like love that weren't actually love. May those things be forgiven and released and let go. And may we understand the truth of love, and let the false cities of love fall away.
You know, and speaking of forgiveness for past actions, for ourselves as well as others, because there are no others, right? If we don't forgive ourselves, then guess what happens in our outer reality?
How can you forgive your neighbor if you can't forgive yourself?
Yeah.
You don't understand forgiveness.
Yeah. So that forgiveness, and so many people say, "Oh, I just can't forgive. They did this to me. I can't."
But they're feeling it.
The forgiveness, it's not even for the other person. It's for you, so that you can open your heart to love. Because when you don't forgive, it creates blocks and energetic walls around your heart. And then it blocks the magical, mystical experiences from coming into your life, because you're holding on to this anger and pain instead of allowing your heart to be open and to feel. So when you don't forgive, when you hang on to those, when judgments and negative feelings about anybody, even if they did do something that would give you a reason to, you know, if you're holding on to that negativity, it's affecting you.
So releasing it and forgiving them releases you.
Yes.
It helps you.
Yeah.
It's you loving yourself better, and your boundaries help you. And when you can help you can help others.
Yeah. And knowing, you know, those types of people that do things to hurt, we create boundaries so that we don't allow that to happen. There are no victims. I have a really challenging time. I've played the victim in my life before. You know, I was going through a really challenging period in my life, divorce and all these things, and I got into a really negative space, and I felt like I was the victim, and I played that. When it comes down to it, I really truly believe that there are no victims in this reality. We all signed up to experience the things that would help us to embody, you know, our highest path, to learn the lessons that we need to. And yes, it's a free will planet, and we can shift things at any moment. But these things, we chose to come here to feel these things, to transmute them, to learn and to love. And there are no victims. Because at any point, you know, in that relationship, I could have said, you know, this is not working. I need to... And I did eventually, you know, we got divorced and things. But playing the victim in that, it never helped me in any shape or form. It kept me at a low frequency because I felt like, oh, all these things are happening to me, instead of being empowered and realizing how I had my part in co-creating that situation.
Yep.
So taking our power back, right, and realizing that we can shift and change anything in our lives, any experience, any whatever. We are so powerful. We're infinite, eternal beings. Really. Like, just feel into that. You are an infinite, eternal being. Time is an illusion. Quantum physics is proving this, that, you know, in the Fibonacci sequence, time is the number 4, and 4 is the only number that's not in the Fibonacci sequence.
It's the first number.
Oh, it's the first number?
The first number that's not in the sequence.
Oh, it's the first number. Yeah.
That's not in the sequence.
That's what okay, thank you for clarifying. It's the first number that's not in the Fibonacci sequence. And so...
1, 2 became all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so just remembering anytime you step out of any feeling of the higher emotions of joy, gratitude, courage, you know, love, that you can return to that. You can always return to the higher vibrations.
And so now we have a baseline of it, you know, with the video today, with this sharing of of what we know of love's expression and of what we know of love. So it's a really good returning point to put yourself in. Practice meditating in that space. Practice meditating in receiving the love. Practice meditating in love. Practice meditating in unconditional love and receiving that and what that feels like. That's your baseline. That's returning to love. That's no matter what you have going on in your life, stop, take a breath, and return to love. If something's going on that's bothering you, take a breath, return to love. If somebody's yelling in your face, take a breath, return to love. You don't have to stay in that space that you're being yelled at. You don't have to say, I love you to that person back who's in your space. You can say it in your head, I love you, and you can get out of that space because you love yourself. Boundaries. So, yeah, returning to love, knowing that we are always surrounded by those love rainbow waterfalls, and we can feel the love whenever we need to. All we have to do is receive. Like, let's say that there are bazillions of love rainbow waterfalls hitting us from all directions, but let's say most of us didn't know it. But then once we know it, we can receive it. So now you know it. Hey, you, guess what? Rainbow waterfalls. Blasting you all the time of love. Receive it. Feel it. Take it in. Take it in deep. Take it in, wrap it around each and every one of your cells. Let it hug every one of your atoms.
And remember that everything is holy and sacred in all of creation. Everything you see is part of the one.
And the one is divine. So we are all divine. All the divine is the divine. All the love is the love. We be the we that we be.
We love you.
And so practicing that love is really good. And then we practice that unconditional love for ourselves. So then we can practice that unconditional love for others, for out. We practice that unconditional love for the inside, for every cell. We hug every cell of ours. We love every part of us. Every single part of us we love. We spin love on. I love you unconditionally knee that sometimes makes some funny noise when I stand up. I still love you unconditionally. May you heal yourself with love. Rainbow waterfalls. Love rainbow waterfalls?
Yeah.
From all directions. I appreciate myself. I give myself a self-hug. I thank myself for being me. I thank myself for myself. Thank you, me, for being me. Thank you, self, for being self. Oh, you're so awesome and amazing. I love you. Oh, I love you. Self-hug, self-love. It's required. You didn't know it, but it is. Because as we receive the love rainbow waterfalls, goes into our heart center, stirs around and washes up all the guck. All the guck can fall down. Thank you, guck. Get out of here. I love you. Give it back to Mother Earth. Receiving the love rainbow waterfalls and just blasting it back out. After it wraps around each and every little cell and hugs every little bit of us.
And if you feel yourself like getting stuck in lower frequencies at some point, there's a practice that you can do. You know, stir the energy up in your dantian, like you're in your gut, right? Feel the energy there, stir it up, pull it up into your heart, and then circle it to the right. And feel that energy in your heart, keep circling it to the right, and raise your frequency, your energy. Getting back to the heart, feeling the energy in your heart, feeling that love and the deep gratitude for existence and all that is. And the higher your frequency, then you attract higher frequency experiences out. You know, as like I said, as within, so without. What you believe inside is going to manifest outside.
And as you're receiving all that love energy that's coming in and you're opened up to this new way of receiving, you're receiving so much light, and it's shining the light on your crystal inside, and it's releasing the guck. It's releasing stuck guck. The love and the light is. So emotions can come up. You know, they can stir up because all that love has just released some stuck bullshit that was stuck in there a long time ago. And there was that little bit of fear from when you were standing on top of the slide and you didn't want to go down, but the person behind you made you go. And okay, you can let that gut go now. Let that gut go, feed Mother Earth, and return to love. You know, we can wake up in a bad mood and be in that mood all day, or we can return to love. And one of my favorite ways to return to love, because, you know, it's not always love rainbows in my head. It's not always love rainbows feelings all the time. It is, but it doesn't always feel that way. And so I have to return to love. And the thing that helps me the most is saying thanks, loves. All is love, and I'm thankful for love. So thanks, loves, all loves, thanks, loves. So I say
radical self-love. Yes, Chris. Thank you.
So I say thanks, loves, thanks, loves, thanks, loves. When my mind is going on worry, doubt, fear, or whatever, you know, not what I want it to be. And so I want it to be thanks, loves,
bringing you back to the present moment.
So thanks, loves, thanks, loves, thanks, loves, thanks, loves. And then that stirs up the reminder to me that there's love rainbow waterfalls in all directions, blasting me. Us all.
And it's a practice.
There's waterfalls coming from my heart to yours.
Yay!
Because I practiced. I've been practicing a long time. I've been practicing for 10 years this love in another level of love and learning love on a whole nother level after practicing love with my babies for 20 years and all that goodness. Learning the love and practicing the love and learning deeper every day.
Yes, Chris, I truly believe it's radical self-love that we all need to get to. This radical self-love, but because I believe when we are told to love God with all our might, mind, and strength, it means nothing less than loving yourself that much. All your might, mind, and strength. Honoring yourself. Loving yourself. Because when you can love yourself that much and that deeply, then you can love everyone else that deeply. You cannot give anyone what you have not already given to yourself.
That's why the self-hug is so powerful. Like, oh shit, I'm already hugging myself. All you gotta do is throw one arm one way, take your palm, right? And keep that palm going. Watch out for, and then wrap that arm around you and love yourself with that hand. Take that other arm and slap around the other way. Look at that, you're hugging yourself. Receive it. Give it like you're giving a hug to somebody. Give it like you're giving a hug to somebody you love. And receive it like you're receiving a love from somebody. And figure it out that you doing both. Good job. I love you. Good job. Good job for breathing today. Good job for waking up today. Good job for getting out of bed. Good job for going to the bathroom and taking care of yourself. Good job. Good job. I love you. You're so awesome. Wow, amazing. Thank you for being me. Thank you for being
on my path, I have I've learned to tell myself everything I would want someone else to tell me. If I would want someone to tell me, wow, you are so smart, I tell myself, I am smart. If I want someone to, you know, whatever I feel like I would want an outward validation for, I give to myself. And when you do that for yourself, that radical self-love of giving yourself what you need, you don't need it from anyone else. So you're not constantly seeking outward validation because you've already given it to yourself. And it's the most beautiful thing when you get to that space.
And if you want somebody to love so bad, and you're looking for some love in your life, and you want somebody to spend some loving time with, start with yourself.
Yeah.
If you want a hug, start with yourself. You want a kiss? Kiss yourself. And practicing that, and then that radiates out. Then that brings more love. The more love you put out, the more love brings in. The more love you give yourself, the more love you're allowing yourself to receive.
It's true. It's so true.
And then it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. The amount starts small. And then it gets bigger. Like, holy crap, that's a lot of love. It's like, oh my God. And the next thing you know, you understand that there are love rainbow waterfalls from all directions. And one of the reasons why there are is because I love myself so much, so I send that love all the way out, and then all that love comes all the way back. Multiplied.
And it comes back.
Just like
give and receive.
It just multiplies. I put a little bit out of a whole lot.
Yes,
Just
Chris.
comes back.
It is all within each and every one of us. All those things that, emotion, we all have these capabilities. If you see any human doing anything and you think, wow, that's amazing, you could do it too. Any human that you see doing something amazing means you have the capability.
And it is you, because all love is love, and love is
Yes.
love. So go, wow, I'm awesome and amazing at that thing that I haven't done in this body, but
That's what I do.
17 cartwheels in a row, heck yeah. I'm amazing.
Yeah. I went
She taught me
to,
that.
yeah, I did. Because
Ballet.
I went, yeah, the nut, what was it? It wasn't the Nutcracker, it was a different ballet. Anyway, and they were just so amazing, these magical movements, and I loved the dance, and I sat there watching them, and instead of saying, oh wow, they're so amazing, I went, damn, I am so amazing. Look how amazing I am. So that takes away jealousy, right? When you can view everyone and know that everyone that you admire or see, that's another you. That is you in another form. And you have the capability to have every quality that this other person, is demonstrating. So just bring yourself back to that, like knowing how you have everything you need inside of you.
Because you are everything inside of you, because the macrocosm...
The kingdom of heaven is within. He was supposed to say that.
I didn't get that cue.
Yeah.
I didn't get that memo. Within, yes. The kingdom of heaven. Well...
It's within each of
know.
us. In our hearts.
I don't like to quote books that have a lot of lies. Negative things.
I know.
So I didn't have that in my vocabulary.
But there still is a lot of, I believe, some truths hidden in a bunch of lies. But
yeah, you can find some corn in a pile of turd.
yeah. Yes, you can.
I don't choose to eat it, though. So then that unconditional love continues on. There's more practices that go on to that. Practicing feeling love, practicing receiving love, practicing giving love to yourself, and practicing giving love back out. Sending love to anybody, everybody. I receive the love. I am the love. I give the love. I don't even have to receive the love. I've always been the love. There's love rainbow waterfalls blasting us in all directions. It's just a metaphor, because really we just are all love rainbow waterfalls. And we are all connected from every direction. So we are just blasted in a love rainbow waterfall. So just be in love. You can just be love. Being love can just radiate out itself. I like to do the physical practice, though, where I'm like, ooh, yeah, Mother Earth, give me all that love. And receiving all that love from Mother Earth and taking it into my heart. Ooh, Grandfather Sky, multiverses, thank you for all that love. Ooh, receiving all that love and bringing that all into my heart. Stirring that love around in my heart. Ooh, lovely love in my heart. Ooh, and then loving myself with that love, with the self-hug. Love, 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 love. Oh, I love, love, love. And then sending that love back out in different directions. Love, 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 love. Different friends and family and different people and different places. Love, 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 love. All throughout the multiverses and all directions. Love, 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 love.
Ah, thank you, Shiloh. She likes our shirts.
Things love, things love, things love.
David put his shirt on. I'm like, oh, I'll put my shirt on. He's like, yeah, you would. You're always. I'm like, imitation is the highest form of flattery.
She wouldn't have had those earrings if it wasn't for my shirt.
It's true.
They wouldn't be on right now.
Yeah. Yay. Many blessings, Chris. Much love. Mwah. We're about to wrap up anyway. We love you guys. Love, love, love,
Thanks,
love, love.
Thanks, love. Thanks for following. Thanks for listening. We're working on books. They're available. We're working on our non-for-profit of the Sustainable Development Inspiring Community, the SDIC-INC, to help us get funds to start our love temple, to actually have our love temple on the earth.
Conscious communities.
On the ground, eco-conscious communities growing food forests and love, and building love temples all over the world. You know, we're building the non-for-profit, we're building the structure, we got some things lined up really well right now, and we're working on creating this so that we can build love temples, love churches, HeartFlow, workshop hall, community center, safe haven, communities all over based on love.
Mm-hmm. We love you.
Thanks for your existence.
Yeah, grateful for each and every one of you.
In everything you do today, may you realize that Mother Earth is kissing your feet with every step you make.
And Father Sky too. With every breath you take.
Wow, yeah.
Love, 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 love.
Thanks, loves. Mwah!